Good day, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to yet another interesting episode on this series on choral music performances. Do not forget that this series has been given the theme towards perfectionism in choral music performances, and I'm so glad that you are here with me today. Now, before we delve right into what we're supposed to talk about today, I'd like to remind you again to kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel. Share this video with your friends, with your choristers, music directors, and everybody who you know have interest in choral music performances, so that we can, learn together, unlearn and relearn, because no man is an island of his own. All right. Now, today we will be talking about accompaniment in choral music performances. Now, let me just give a brief, definition of accompaniment. Okay, so accompaniment is the musical part that provides the rhythmic and the harmonic support for the melody. Please take note of the word support. Support. I'll get into it in a bit. So it provides the rhythmic in terms of percussions, and harmonic in terms of other musical instruments that you can talk about: piano, violin, cello, double bass, every instrument in the orchestra family. So this is basically what accompaniment is all about. Now, in choral music performance, you see, the choir is the most important. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not saying that every aspect of the performance or of the production is not just as important. But what I mean is the most important of them all is the choir, because it's a choral performance, and therefore the major part of the performance that should be given utmost priority are the singers and the choir in general. Therefore, every accompanist should understand that it's not a recital. That's not the performance is not of a piano or an organ recital, but a choral performance. So it's going to be a collaborative form of art. And that's why recent researchers have changed or have given a new name. So another name for accompaniment is called collaborative piano. Collaborative in the sense that it is meant to be an embellishment. It's meant to serve as a support system for the main choral performance. Therefore, accompanists should remember and put the following points I'm about to give into consideration while accompanying a choral performance. One, remember that you are there to help the choir. So always remember this and stop getting angry at every little mistake that the choir is making. All right, I have seen a whole lot of accompanists who are very good at what they do, and they get so pissed off easily when the choir makes some silly mistakes. Of course, yes, it's good to always put things right, but remember that you are there to support. You are not there to criticize them. All right, you are there to support them. So just have this at the back of your mind as you play along and as you accompany the performance. You are a support system. Please always put that at the back of your mind. You are there to help them in whatever way you can. Help them in whatever way you can, so that the performance will be a success. Two, be a smart accompanist. Now, When working with semi-professional and amateur choirs, you have to be very smart, because they are going to do or commit some silly errors while the performance is going on. So you've got to be very smart. They will do certain errors. They are going to make silly mistakes, like singing faster than the required tempo, or maybe modulating when they are not required to modulate. All right, so it is the responsibility of you as an accompanist to help them so that the performance will, at the end of the day, still be successful. When they modulate, just try to follow them along. They may modulate, they may sing up to 3 keys in a performance. All right, so just have it at the back of your mind that it will help them, so that at the end of the day, it will be on record that you tried everything in your power to help the performance. Three, now this is very blunt. Remember that it's not your show. It's not about you at all. Now, as blunt as this statement is, it is very true. It's never about you, not a recital. So don't attract so much attention to yourself by doing extra things. I've seen a lot of accompanists that will just want to attract attention to themselves by doing certain things on the piano or on their instrument, and then all the eyes of the audience, the attention of the audience will shift from the main choir, and their attention will be focused on the organists or whoever is accompanying, or whatever instrument you are using to accompany the performance. Please do not do that. Help the choir. That's why you are there. So by helping them, you are helping yourself as well. Allow the conductor to dictate the pace of the performance and just follow through. All right, follow through. The art of accompaniment is one of the most underrated art forms in choral music or in choral music performances. But as a music director, you need to, always recognize the efforts of these accompanists. And one of the ways by which you can do that is by acknowledging them before and after the performance. Let the audience know that this performance would not have been successful without these accompanists. It's just like a morale booster for them, and it helps them a lot. So please, music directors, remember, always insist that at the beginning of your performance, before the performance begins, acknowledge the accompanists. At the end of the performance, acknowledge the accompanists and let the audience give them ovations. All right, and thank them immensely for their good works. Finally, accompaniment, just like I said at the beginning of this video, is an art form on its own. And those who would want to build a career as an accompanist, or those who have started building their careers as an accompanist, should work very hard at their hearts to make sure that they are good at what they do. They should work it out to a professional level, so that, because if you want to help someone, you must be good at what you are doing. You must be the best at what you do to be able to help another person in that regard. So if you are going to be an accompanist, you must be very good. Don't be a bad accompanist. There are a lot of accompanists who are roaming around the streets. When I say streets, I mean who are, going about and proclaiming themselves as accompanists, who are not doing well enough. In fact, a choir would have worked so hard, and their voices will sound well, but as soon as they bring up an accompanist to accompany the performance, everything just goes haywire. So don't be that kind of accompanist. Work at your art and make sure you are a professional. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me again today on this episode. Like I said, it's our 6th episode, and I'm so glad, so glad that we've been able to come this far. Right, so we still have 7 more episodes to go in this series, and next week we will be talking about music directing. You know, there are a lot of music directors out there who are just doing it the way they like. So we will be shedding some lights into the art of music directing. So kindly join me, subscribe to this YouTube channel, share this video with your friends, your choristers, your music directors, and everyone who is taking interest in choral music performances. I still remain your humble self, Samson Oladosu EBE, signing out. See you next week.